You're watching KATU News on Digital.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into today's Digicast on this Tuesday, June 4th. I wanted to start off with a story that's been trending on our website. A lot of our viewers are very interested in this. A man who was stabbed on a MAX train last September is now suing the city of Portland for $8 million. Damian Morin and another teenager were stabbed by Adrian Cummins. This was back on September 2nd of last year. The lawsuit claims that the city knew about Cummins' criminal history and his conduct. And the suit also claims that the city violated a court order. You can actually see some of the court proceedings with Cummins right there on your screen. But the suit also claims that the city violated a court order that required them to keep Cummins in custody until September 27th. Cummins was sentenced to 18 years in prison back in March of this year. And KATU has been covering this story since September, since it happened. So I wanted to show you some of our past coverage. You can see right there, that is when Cummins was sentenced to 18 years in prison. And we did want to talk more about his prior criminal history. So this is a story that I think everyone will be very interested in. I'm going to put this up here right now. So you can see the title. It says Max stabbing suspect not jailed for prior charges in Multnomah County. I wanted to run through a few of these. So this is an older story that Emily Gersh did. She did this in March. So yeah, let me just get to this area right here. Okay, look at your screen right now. You can see in our old story, it's saying Cummins is a convicted felon in Florida. In April 2023, Multnomah County filed a fugitive complaint on his behalf. And I just do want to state all of these criminal history events, these are before the Max stabbing on September 2nd. So then on April 27th, 2023, he was arrested for getting into a fight on the Max and possessing a gun and a silencer. A county judge ordered his release on May 1st, 2023, because there was no defense attorney available to represent him. And then on August 31st, those charges were dropped because the case had not gone to a grand jury. In between his May 2023 release and September arrest, police do say Cummins committed other crimes. He was indicted on July 21st for unlawful use of a weapon. He failed to appear in court, and then he was arrested on August 30th. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office says a court ordered him to be booked and held in the Multnomah County Jail, but the Sheriff's Office said he was turned away by medical staff. We have this full story online, but this is what a lot of our viewers were interested in, why Cummins was not jailed before the Max stabbing. And of course, we're going to be following this lawsuit as it unfolds. You can find all of our past stories over on KATU.com. Those are not all of them. We have quite a few. And then I did want to get to our next story making headlines and trending on our website. This one is actually the top one. So KATU is continuing a year-long investigation on certain requirements that the city puts on property owners. KATU's Wright Gazaway spoke with Glenn Tyler. So he's a property owner that is trying to divide his Northeast Portland lot. He's trying to divide it so he's going to be able to sell it for someone to build a house in the future. So I want to show you what it's going to look like. Take a look at your screen right now. This is how Tyler plans on splitting up his lot. It is a process that's called land partition. So Tyler thought that, he would spend around $30,000 to $40,000 on the partition process. PBOT told him a few changes that he needed to make. So Tyler is worried it's going to cost him six figures to make those changes, even cut into his retirement savings. So KATU's Wright Gazaway went to the city, with Tyler's concerns. He got answers. That full story is on KATU.com. You definitely want to check it out. And then my next story, this is another really big story that we are following. More than a dozen Jewish organizations are no longer supporting the Oregon Food Bank. So this comes after the food bank issued a statement calling for an end to what they said is, quote, Israel's war against Palestine. The Oregon Food Bank said they consulted with community members before publishing that statement, including the Jewish Federation of Portland. But the Jewish Federation of Portland, they are one group that feels the statement put too much blame on Israel. Oregon Food Bank statement says their mission is to end hunger and their root causes, which includes colonialism. They also express concern for what they say is, quote, rising anti-Semitism and Islamophobia in Oregon and Southwest Washington as a result of the conflict in Gaza. But then another organization, Jewish Voices for Peace, says they appreciate the call for a ceasefire. Then the Jewish Federation of Greater Portland, though, says it's too one-sided. So just listen to what both of these groups had to say about this.
If they do want to focus on other areas around the world, Don't just make it about Israel and Gaza. Don't forget about Sudan, Darfur, North Korea, or wherever hunger may exist.
They work on the front lines of food justice and access issues, and this is absolutely intrinsically tied to that. And if you take it the next level up of why Gaza, well, because it is the US's involvement that is allowing this to continue to happen.
The Jewish Federation of Portland, along with 13 other organizations, say that they will no longer volunteer or hold food drives for the Oregon Food Bank unless that statement is retracted. Meanwhile, the food bank did release a statement to KATU saying a number of people, including those in the Jewish community, have told them that they are increasing their support as a result of that statement. We did reach out to the Oregon Food Bank for an interview, so we'll be following up today. And of course, if we do get an answer, we'll bring that interview to you as soon as we get it. My next story, this is a time saver traffic alert. And yeah, if you have to commute to work tomorrow, you do just want to pay attention. Be prepared for some traffic impacts this week. Quite a few traffic impacts. We have a lot going on this week. Fleet Week is in town, a few parades, so I want to talk about this a little bit. Fleet Week is coming to Portland. The ships getting into town could have impacts on traffic tomorrow. Bridge lifts are going to happen along the Willamette as those ships arrive tomorrow, and again when they leave on Monday, May 10th. The bridge lifts are going to impact MAX and bus lines as well as car traffic. So not just drivers out there, anybody who takes public transportation as well, you want to listen to this. Real-time bridge lift updates are going to be posted on the Portland Fire and Rescue X account. And of course, KATU will be bringing you those updates, of course, on our website. And then I do want to talk about something national, but this has been trending on our website as well. It's about Toyota. I'm guessing a lot of people have Toyota cars, but it's the Toyota recall. So let's get into this a little bit. Toyota issued a safety recall for more than 100,000 vehicles, so a lot of their cars. This was a pretty big issue. Company said there's a possibility machining debris was not cleared from the engine during production, and that can lead to potential engine knocking and loss of power while driving, increasing the risk of a crash. The recall affects certain 2022 through 2023 models of the Toyota Tundra and then Lexus LX. Owners are going to be notified by late July, and the company says they're currently working on a fix. We have seen quite a few car recalls lately, though, so definitely if you have a Toyota car, you do want to check. Usually the federal government posts all this stuff online, so definitely check that out because you don't want to be getting into some issues there. But thank you all for watching. We're going to be back with more K2 at 4, 5, and then 6. And of course, we'll be back on for another Digicast tomorrow. Have a great day.
This has been a K2 News Digicast. K2 News is on your side.